Hey everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I am so glad you're joining us today because, wow, we have got a seriously fascinating topic to unpack. If you've been feeling like the ground is just totally shifting beneath your feet in the B2B marketing space lately, yeah, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're diving deep into some massive systemic shifts happening right now, pulling from some incredibly fresh insights straight from the LinkedIn marketing blog. We're going to deconstruct exactly how top marketers are moving away from outdated vanity metrics and stepping into a completely new era of buyer influence. So if you love structured, efficient learning, you are in the perfect place. Keep your eyes on the screen as we walk through these insights slide by slide. Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap for today. 1. The broken B2B system. 2. The fear of messing up. 3. Marketing in the AI era. 4. Moving from visibility to buyability. And 5. Measuring real business impact. Let's jump right in. Section 1. The broken B2B system and why we need to rethink our navigation. So we have to start by acknowledging a pretty hard truth. The traditional map we've all been using to navigate B2B marketing, it's kind of leading a lot of companies straight off a cliff right now. The old tactics that used to guarantee pipeline are suddenly falling flat. And that brings us to this concept of bull spent. This is a term from recent research by Keith Browning, and it perfectly describes marketing budget that's just wasted. It's spent on metrics that look absolutely amazing on a dashboard. Clicks, random impressions, you know the ones, but they completely fail to deliver actual measurable business impact. It's so easy to fall into this trap, right? Because those numbers almost always go up. They look fantastic in a quarterly review. But as Browning points out, they're really just vanity metrics hiding a total lack of real outcomes. Which brings us to a pretty stark realization, captured perfectly by Mimi Turner. The B2B navigation system is fundamentally broken, and driving growth now demands a massive shift. You see, the days of just buying enough visibility and assuming it's going to magically trickle down into closed-won deals, those days are over. There is just too much noise in the market right now. Traditional visibility tactics simply aren't enough to drive growth anymore. To fix the system, we really have to look deeper into the minds of the people actually making the purchasing decisions. Section 2, the fear of messing up and uncovering what's really going on in buyer psychology. Before we can fix the marketing, we have to ask ourselves, what is actually happening inside the buyer's head? What is that hidden friction that stops a perfectly good deal dead in its tracks? Well, according to some really deep research from LinkedIn and Bain, B2B buying isn't just this logical checklist of features and pricing. Actually, it's heavily driven by a hidden emotion they call FOMO, the fear of messing up. Think about it from their perspective. If a consumer buys a bad pair of shoes, whatever, they just return them. But if a B2B buyer champions a massive six-figure software integration and it completely tanks, they could lose their reputation or literally lose their job. Buyers are actively prioritizing the avoidance of failure way above getting shiny new features. So let me ask you this. Why do strong deals stall out? You've got the perfect product, your pricing is spot on, the initial leadings went flawlessly. So why does it just sit there in the pipeline? Well, it's because B2B purchases are almost never made by just one person anymore. They're made by buying committees, and when FOMO infects a group, decision-making just gets completely paralyzed. If even one person in that group feels insecure about the choice, the easiest and safest thing to do is just nothing. So what's the solution here? The vendors who ultimately get chosen don't just sit there selling features. They actively build collective confidence and help groups actually agree. Your marketing can't just speak to the end user anymore. It has to provide the exact assurances that the CFO, the IT director, and procurement all need to feel perfectly safe saying yes. Okay, Section 3, Marketing in the AI Era and Navigating this Totally New Search Reality. Now, as if overcoming the fear of messing up wasn't hard enough, artificial intelligence is stepping in and entirely rewriting how B2B buyers search, discover, and validate vendors. Look at these data points Margarita Laktianova highlighted on the blog. AI is fundamentally reshaping the journey. We're seeing the massive rise of large language models and the absolute dominance of zero-click answers. That's where buyers get their answers right there on the search page without ever actually clicking through to your website. But here is the massive opportunity. A recent analysis found over 89,000 unique LinkedIn URLs being actively cited by ChatGPT Search, Google AI, and Perplexity. 89,000. That means these AI models are constantly actively looking for authoritative, trusted, professional sources to feed their answers. And this brilliantly illustrates a key takeaway shared by Maureen Lucas at Vivatech. She said, In a world saturated with AI-generated content, your brand's reputation is the ultimate competitive advantage. When buyers are literally drowning in AI-generated articles and automated emails, genuine human trust becomes the rarest, most valuable commodity you can have. You can't out-robot the robots, right? But you absolutely can out-trust them. Section 4. The paradigm shift from visibility to buyability. This right here is exactly how we cure bull spend and overcome FOMO. The battle lines between the past and the future are super clear. Visibility, the old way, was totally obsessed with clicks and impressions. It's kind of like standing on a street corner waving a giant sign. But buyability, that is focused on being deeply trusted, remembered, and definitively chosen by those buying committees. It's the massive difference between a buyer saying, oh yeah, I've heard of them and I trust them with my career. So how do we actually execute this in the real world? Devang Shah lays out a highly tactical playbook to maximize your AI search visibility and build that buyability. First, optimize your URLs for AI indexing. Make sure the bots know exactly what your content is about. Second, structure your posts for LLM readability. Use really clear headings and bullet points. Third, maintain a consistent posting cadence to signal authority over time. And fourth, pair those snappy social posts with deep, long-form articles to prove you really know your stuff. This is exactly how you train the AI to view you as the ultimate authority. Finally, Section 5. Measuring real business impact and proving value. Because, let's be real, none of this matters if we can't prove it to the CFO, right? In this outcomes era, we have to be able to show exactly how our efforts are translating into actual revenue. Jessica Cross's new research introduces this phenomenal concept, the multiplier effect. B2B brands have got to stop looking at their channels in isolated silos. You can no longer measure social media completely separately from search or content marketing. Instead, top marketers are operationalizing platforms like LinkedIn as a true multiplier that actually lifts the performance of every other traditional channel. Let me show you what that actually looks like. When buyers are exposed to authoritative, trust-building campaigns, we see a measurable lift across the board. The research shows a distinct boost in traditional search behavior, a boost in content engagement, and, most importantly, a massive boost in pipeline conversions. Because when you build buyability on one platform, the buyer's confidence actually travels with them when they go search for you on Google or read your white papers. So the crucial point here is this advice from George Tabet: prove incrementality. We have to definitively shift away from tracking vanity metrics and embrace smart experimentation using new measurement tools. If you run a campaign, you need to know exactly how much incremental pipeline was generated that wouldn't have existed otherwise. By proving incrementality, you finally cure your organization of that dreaded bull spend. As we wrap up today, I want to leave you with a final provocative question to take back to your teams. In an era dominated by AI and zero-click answers, is your current marketing strategy actively building collective confidence for buying groups? Or are you just adding to the noise and funding more bull spend? The landscape has changed, buyers have changed, and your strategy absolutely must change with them. Thank you so much for exploring these insights with me. Stay curious, keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.